Somehow I always manage to get a good laugh when companies are just acting so dumb and childish. They're trying to play a game of, oh, that's not fair. They get everything. And because of that, they just like to dump a bunch of crap on them. And you know what? Intel does the most hilarious job. Okay, so as you can tell, the setup is wildly different in terms of the set today. I mean, the iMacs here is still the same, but this time we got the MacBook on the table and the monitor more tilted and kind of more pulled out that way. So what kind of setup is this? This is going to be the new reaction setup. Pretty much, obviously, channel logo has to be displayed, and because for some reason this thing is actually losing its ability to play 60 FPS content, though I actually found out why. It's because the graphics card wants to die in that thing. And no graphics means no display, so I have to baby this thing the best I can. Yeah. Meanwhile, we can do 60 FPS content on this, and it helps to play it on this because, so that way I can watch it with you, and you still get to see the beautiful front face of the iMac. So yeah, I guess that's how it'll work. But anywho, enough rambling about the reaction set. Let's actually get into what we're reacting to today. So a few months ago, ever since the M1 Max came out, Intel has not been happy. And you know what? Yeah, I can kind of see why they're not happy. It's because Apple released processors recently that really kicks their butt. I mean, they're generating around $5,000 computer performance while drawing nowhere near as much power as the Intel chips are. So, yeah, I guess Intel is kind of mad, and they kind of have a right to be. But ever since then, though, they've been acting really childish about it. Usually when the competition is catching up or beating you, usually you have two options. Option one, you invest and actually, I don't know, make your technology better, or B, you waste your money on advertising and you whine and complain. And I guess we know which option Intel chose on this one, because clearly they've been investing money into some pretty bad ads that pretty much make them look like they're only whining and complaining. Now, if you're PC enthusiast, well, okay, maybe not. But these ads are trying to sway people from buying Macs and trying to get them to buy PCs instead. Well, let me tell you this. Those who are already interested in buying the Mac, this ain't gonna do the trick. And here's the reason why. So the reason why I'm doing this now is because actually Intel just came out with another ad, but the first 5 ads I'm gonna show you are actually ads that came out about a few months ago, and I'm about to explain why they are bad. So let's get into ad number 1. Oh! Hold on a minute, is this the guy Apple hired to do the I'm a Mac versus I'm a PC video? Was I imitating this guy in the random alpha? Oh, yeah, Intel, this really does not help you. It only shows that you're desperate. But yeah, basically Justin Long, the reason why they chose Justin Long in this ad is because, well, he used to play the Mac guy in the I'm a Mac versus I'm a PC ads that Apple did about 15 years ago. So the reason why they hired him is to get Mac people's attention, because they know this guy as I'm a Mac. But I also know this guy because he starred as one of my favorite characters in one of my favorite child movies. So, anywho, let's get into the actual ad itself this time. So the title of this is Choices. Okay, let's get into it.
Hello, I'm Justin. Just a real person doing a real comparison between Mac and PC. Come on, these are all PCs. Oh yeah, Intel. Nice.
Okay, I gotta admit, real comparison. What is a real comparison? I like how he's looking at all the PCs and then he just says, oh, Intel, that's cool. Because keep in mind, this is Intel doing it, not Microsoft. Microsoft would probably fit better for this because everything runs Windows. Well, you want to know something? I'm willing to bet a lot of those PCs right there, I'm sure a lot of them have AMD options, which is a competitor to Intel.
Whoa, my face just unlocked that. That's so cool. And I've never seen a screen like this before on a laptop. Wow.
Yeah, that's because it's not
See
really
over
useful.
here? So these are the newer Macs? Yeah. Okay, so great.
So these are the newer Macs? I'll give you a hint if you can't tell which ones are the newer Macs. Take a look at the touch bar. You'll notice that the escape key and the power button are separated.
Okay, so gray and grayer.
Okay, so gray and grayer, I do have to admit, I really wish that there was a gold color option, or even better, a Pacific blue, or because now it's the iPhone 13, so Sierra blue. But we ain't got those. But what Intel is pretty much trying to bring out is with the PCs, you have more choices to choose from. Well, but also with PCs, you also have different choices of processors like AMD. If somehow this managed to convince someone to not get a Mac, you may have convinced them not to get one type of processor, but you might have accidentally swayed them to getting a different type like AMD, because PCs also use AMD. So yeah, it's filled with choices, all right, and guess what? Some of those choices don't include you, Intel. Oh, and another reason why there are so many choices, you're comparing one brand to a list of other brands as well. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there ought to be more choices, considering that you're comparing one alone company to a whole array of others. Well, duh. Of course there's going to be more options. You're putting in more players on your side. So, duh. All right, that ad was bad enough. So let's go and check out the next one. So this one is, oh my God, not 2-in-1s. 2-in-1s are terrible. My mom agrees with me, and she has a 2-in-1. So let's see how this is good.
Hello, I'm Justin, just a real person doing a real comparison between Mac and PC. Come on. Okay, PC. It's a laptop, tablet, laptop, tablet, laptop.
No. No, 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 no. If you think that's a tablet, wow, that's a pretty bad tablet.
That's cool. Oh, there's Intel. Nice.
The Intel, that's nice. To be honest though, despite that Intel made this ad, it's as if they scripted it and made him sound like he really doesn't care. Like, yeah, it's got Intel. It's as if Intel cares more about the features that other laptops have than what's actually powering them, which as a processor company that's powering these things, that's kind of where they should be focusing, but they're not focusing in those areas. Notice, Intel is not bringing up power because, this is where the M1 drains it out. So in order to get people to buy computers with Intel in them, well, they're trying to give reasons why PCs in general are great, except the reasons they picked are not exactly the best. 2-in-1s, I'm sorry. If you want a tablet, don't buy a laptop that can flip into a tablet, because honestly that's very clunky. It's also much heavier than your regular tablet, especially if you get one of the bigger laptop models. And pressing keys on the back doesn't really feel all that nice. Also, for laptops with volume keys on the side of it, my mom's computer is like this, which way does the volume go? Because all of a sudden it gets flipped backwards. Oh, also you have these really weird bezels to deal with. The bezels are completely uneven, so honestly, it's a pretty bad tablet. Don't even try.
Okay, and now got a laptop.
Yep, that's what it is, and it's not going to be a tablet. And those 2-in-1 laptops, they are much better laptops than they are tablets. You can flip them into a tablet, but they are not good at all.
It's just the laptop. Oh, also to get a tablet, I guess.
No, you don't. You can just use. You don't have to get a tablet, but if you want a tablet, then get a tablet.
Keypad.
Intel, you are aware when you flip a 2-in-1 into tablet mode, you immediately lose the keyboard, right? So why are you throwing in a keyboard accessory? Yeah, that made no sense.
Mine is stylus.
Most laptops don't include a stylus.
And a dongle?
Now you're just being ridiculous. So with a MacBook, in order to get the same functionality as a 2-in-1 PC, you have to get an iPad, a case for that, a stylus, and a dongle. Well, let me tell you something. Most 2-in-1s, they don't include a stylus. They also don't need a keyboard accessory. Like, seriously, why'd you even throw in the keyboard accessory? Because, well, that's what the laptop's for, right? I'm really confused about why they tossed the keyboard in there. That made no sense. And stylus, most laptop makers don't include one anyway, so you usually have to buy one if you want a stylus to come with it. And the dongle, you want to know something? That laptop you just demonstrated, let me scroll back to it over here. That laptop right there, that particular laptop is USB-C exclusive. So you're going to need a dongle anyways. All right, next ad, we have, oh no, touchscreens. This ain't good.
Hello, I'm Justin. Just a real person doing a real comparison between Mac and PC. Come on. Okay, PC. Oh, cool. This whole thing's a touchscreen. And there's another one too. Wow.
It's funny how they keep showing off the Asus Zephyrus book or whatever it's called. It's an Asus, I know that. It's even labeled right there. But do you want to know how useful that secondary screen is? It's about as useful as displaying things on my super wide keyboard. Now, some of you like ultra wides, and if you like ultra wides, then okay, it's nice, but I do not like ultra wide monitors. So sticking an ultra wide screen on basically where the keyboard area is, it's not exactly that useful. And this is also tiny. You can get away with using an ultra wide because they're much bigger, they're desktop size, but when you shrink it down to a laptop, it's kind of hard to make a lot of use of that. I don't know why Windows users will argue touchscreens are amazing, because to be honest, on the desktop elements are designed for precision pointers. Is your finger precision? No, it is big, it is broad, and it is fat. Your finger is not precise. Therefore, it is not going to play nicely with a desktop operating system. That's why desktop OSs have a cursor, so that way you can get more precise. So yeah, have fun using your fat finger to try to select tiny stuff because it's designed for a cursor on your touchscreen. Yeah, have fun with that.
And now for Mac. Let's see. Oh, you've got a little bar.
So unlike trying to tap tiny things on a screen, these are just buttons that are supposed to be in the shape of keys. Those are finger friendly. So that's why the touch bar works. But yeah, of course, because every PC hater wants to hate on Apple, they of course are going to hate on the touch bar. Despite that, it actually allows for more functionality than fixed keys. There's a reason why our phones are getting larger and larger displays and smaller bezels. It's because that means more of the face of the phone is dynamic, changeable, adaptable, and usable and functional. That's kind of the reason why Apple got rid of these 12 keys in the first place, because it's dynamic, meaning you can add more functionality versus, okay, technically they also have a function command as well, so 24 functions. You can do much more than just 24 functions that are fixed in place. But of course, they're going to rant on the touch bar here, so let's hear it.
Little baby one.
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Oh, where's the mute button?
Here's what I found on how to cook mutton.
Oh no, I don't want to cook mutton. What even is mutton?
Yeah, I don't get that. And by the way, I don't recall SIRI ever doing that. And let me tell you this, Siri does a pretty good job at actually detecting what you're saying. So if they're trying to make fun of Siri here, that's a pretty bad job, because I know she has much better voice recognition than that. All right, next up we have gaming. Intel, in case you forgot, the people who buy Macs are not interested in gaming. So, all right, let's see what we got.
Hello, I'm Justin. Just a real person doing a real comparison between Mac and PC. Come on. Oh, so you're a PC gamer?
Okay, so in this ad, they're actually going to talk about performance a little bit. Well, not necessarily, but they're doing demanding tasks. The reason why they can get away with this is because, well, it indirectly involves performance, not directly involves it. The real problem with gaming on a Mac is just games aren't available. Apple puts high-end hardware into their stuff. So saying it can't game because of cheap specs, no, that's really incorrect. The reason why they're not good gaming machines is because they ain't got anything to game with. There's no games available. Oh, and once again, all these games, you can do it on AMD as well. You can even game on an M1 machine. In fact, if you game on an M1 machine, I'm willing to bet it's probably going to perform better than Intel machines. Because, well, yeah, M1 is kind of kicking Intel's butt right now. So, yeah, I would expect that gaming performance would be much better. But the reason why they dare bring it up is because people don't game on Macs, and that's because games aren't available. So here's how we can hit performance where it hurts. Yeah, not really the best.
What's up with you? You're doing all this gaming on a laptop then?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, you kind of don't want to be mentioning that. Sure, you can do all this gaming on a laptop, except expect your fans to ramp up really high and your computer to get really hot. And if it's actually in your lap, like a laptop is supposed to be, yeah, have fun burning your lap. The only reason why it works is because there ain't any games available for Mac.
Okay, and do we have a Mac game?
No one really games on a Mac.
I know.
And that's because there ain't anything to game on a Mac. Okay, so most of these have been pretty bad, and they aren't exactly that hitting where it hurts. Because, I mean, first of all, with the choices ad, duh, of course you're going to have more choices because you're just comparing hundreds of other companies to Apple, to one. So, yeah, when you throw in 100 brands, of course you're going to get more choices. You're literally adding more choices yourself, so that's, hello. 2-in-1s are all pretty bad. They have never been that great. Touchscreens, I'm sorry, they're useless on desktop operating systems. Gaming, of course. So yeah, they're not really swaying anybody. But those of you who actually know about the Justin Gets Real ads, well, there's actually a total of 5 of them. And this one actually does have a point that is not misleading and is very true. Here it is.
So with the PC, I can plug in up to 3 monitors at the same time, but with Mac, I can plug in 1. 3, 1. Okay. Yeah. But one's better than none.
Yeah, and this is a disadvantage of the M1. Intel actually did get this where it really hurts, and this they do have a good point. I am a multi-monitor person. I really do not like using single displays. I always plug my MacBook into this monitor when I'm working on it. I tried plugging this monitor into my iMac, except for some reason the DisplayPort isn't working, and that's because I got software it's not supposed to be running on it. And eventually, when one day I am rich and famous and I have like 1 million subscribers on my YouTube channel, of course, I'm going to have more monitors on my desk set versus what I got right now. My current plan is to have a triple monitor set up, 1 iMac with 2 Samsung panels right next to it. So for those of you who are multi-monitors, they do have a point. With the Mac Mini, you can do 2, but the reason for that is because the Mac Mini does not have a built-in display like the MacBooks. So makes sense, but M1X that's coming up is definitely going to fix this issue. Otherwise, we got a serious problem. Okay, so what actually led me to reacting to these ads? That would actually go to this video, or this ad, Breaking the Spell. So this is the latest one they came out with. I actually have tried watching this once, except I was more focused on getting it downloaded so I could actually show it to you. But anywho, let's actually watch it and I'll react to it. When it comes to new technology, many Apple fans only care about Apple products. That is kind of true because, I mean, hello, MacBook, iMac, I'm recording with an iPhone, Magic Mouse, AirPods, I got an iPad. Actually, I got 2 iPads somewhere, iPods. Yeah, you can tell I definitely care about Apple products. But because I am a tech enthusiast in general, I don't only care about Apple products. I do like other products that OnePlus makes, Samsung, but there's also products that I don't like. But then there are also some other people who do only care about Apple products, and they do care about them for good reasons, actually. Everyone assumes that caring about only Apple is a bad thing because, well, of all the bad things that they personally do not like. But the one thing is, they stick with Apple because they kind of get things right, and the things they get right are the things they care about. So, kind of makes sense. The reason why I stick with Apple products is because they work together without issues. I'm constantly using multiple different products. I'm using a phone and a laptop, a tablet. I am using those things all the time, and I'm also connecting them to each other all the time. I am doing similar tasks across all of them at the same time. So I need devices that work together, and, well, Apple products are really the best at doing that. Google tries to come close, Samsung tries to come close, but to be honest, Apple really does the best at that. So yeah, there are reasons why Apple fans only care about Apple products, and it's because no other company can do what they really want them to do. So we showed them some innovations. Oh dear. And these are innovations that most likely will not matter. Presumably from a certain company.
Hi there. How are you?
Good, you?
I'm great, thank you. I'm Kevin. I'm going to be your moderator today. Are you a big Apple fan?
I am.
Yeah, all Apple.
Apple.
I'm an Apple girl in the Apple world. I am 100% loyal to Apple.
For those of you who acted this, I feel so bad for you. And if, assuming that you are actually 100% Apple fans and not just actors that are doing this just for the pay. If you really are Apple fans, I'm proud of you because they make some good stuff and Intel is about to be mean with you here. So, all right, here we go.
It's all about getting your opinion.
Cool. Sounds good.
Ready to get started?
Would you like to customize your computer? What do you mean by customize it? Because if you're talking about the outside, Apple products are actually very customizable. Dongles, cases, stands, you name it. The reason why there's so many options for customizing the outside is, well, because Apple makes not that many of them, so accessory makers don't have to design all sorts of variations of accessories to work with them. But then again, I don't know what they're talking about because it's either the outside or the inside. Yeah, the inside's not exactly that easy, and that's when you're messing with specs. But to be honest, Apple users, they generally don't care about what's on the inside. And the same for me. I usually don't really care about what's on the inside. I just want it to work.
I'd love to have the freedom to customize.
That'd be amazing if you could.
I hate they can't add more RAM after you made the wrong decision and get the computer.
Okay, so they're talking about hardware. And with the M1, yes, you can't add more RAM. It's not the case with me because, I mean, this thing, yes, you can upgrade the RAM. So with this thing, but then again, these are older products that are like 10 years old. So, yeah.
Committed to that thing, there's no easy way in to change that out.
Well, I want to show you something regarding customization then.
I want to say something. They mentioned laptops. Most laptops are actually becoming harder to hardware upgrade. And the reason for that is the same reason why Apple started soldering everything down in their MacBooks. Space. So yeah, be advised, a lot of PC manufacturers are actually also soldering things down.
Yes, please.
As to being able to get back to doing those things.
And once again, when it comes to upgrading the internals, most Apple users don't care. They just want something that works.
That's very exciting to me.
Gaming on it. Again, Mac users don't game. So why would they care about this?
Hey, that's a big number. What if you could play all of these games effortlessly on one device? That would be amazing.
Oh, I'd be stoked. My kids would be ecstatic.
Well, I reckon.
This is not actual Apple users. Apple users do not game on Macs. In fact, I don't think they game on phones that often either. So, yeah, you done goofed yourself this one, Intel.
There's a bunch of those games that definitely can't be played on my computer, so...
What is your laptop missing? Oh, brother, what could
A
it be?
touchscreen? Touchscreen would be great.
Touchscreens are not useful on desktop operating systems!
Is that possible?
I think you'll enjoy this.
God.
You have to see what's happening here.
Wow.
This is a screen.
Right.
This is another screen.
Stop
They are
it.
both 4K touch screen displays. You like that idea?
Yeah, I like that idea because
Is that second touchscreen on the keyboard area a keyboard that can change? No.
I know that I would end up loving it.
If there's
Oh my God. I just told you guys, 2-in-1s are terrible. They make horrible tablets. An iPad makes a better tablet than a 2-in-1 laptop. It's lighter. The display looks a lot nicer compared to those very mismatched bezels.
to travel with everything all together, that'd be amazing.
I would like to have my iPad and my laptop combined.
It'd be pretty
Once again, no, this is not Apple users at all.
bad in one device, you know?
I'm going to show you something, if that's okay.
Okay.
Go right back. This is a 2-in-1 laptop,
That's awesome.
but it also functions as a tablet.
First of all, love it. Very convenient.
No, they are horrible tablets. I know very, very few people that use it. My mom has a 2-in-1 laptop. And does she use it in tablet mode? She tried it and absolutely hated it. And after that, she still went out and got a tablet.
Kind of eliminates the need of an iPad.
It actually folds all the way back. I don't
It
want
folds
to.
all the way back. Go for it.
My computer would probably snap if I tried that. If I had this option, I don't know if I could put it down.
Yeah, I love this.
What if I told you that everything we've been talking about today is available now?
Where do I sign up?
But this was not Apple. That is a PC powered by Intel.
A PC powered by Intel. You want to know something? Those can also be PCs powered by AMD.
What?
Really? Whoa! Is this real life right now?
What?
Wow.
That is the device you were just holding.
Wow.
These are already out.
These are all already out.
Really?
Mind blowing.
That's beautiful. It looks like a piece of artwork.
If these were real Apple users, they wouldn't care, to be honest. They really wouldn't.
Oh, you guys have to sign me up. I haven't brought my debit card.
I would say there's a lot more options than with Mac.
I am.
Mac is owned by one brand. PC is scattered out by multiple. Duh.
Yeah. Everything I know, I'm gonna have to upgrade what I know in my mind.
I'll tell you how I feel. I want it. Can I have this one?
Yeah, and when they get it, they're going to realize that, oh, it's running Windows 10. And Windows 10 is garbage, as you may have learned in this recent video. So, yeah. This is just bad. They're talking about things that Apple users do not care about. And they're trying to make Apple users look like they are just people who are under a spell and we need to free them. No! They're just fine. If they're happy with the laptops they have, then leave them be. Apple's not this horrible company that you really think it is. But once again, the reason why Intel is attacking at features that are not just exclusive to Intel-powered laptops, as they keep trying to make it seem like, AMD laptops also have the same thing. You can also get ARM-powered laptops that have some of these features, like in Chromebooks. So, yeah, these are not really helping Intel's case. Oh, and did Intel ever mention performance on any of those? Nope. Not a single one. So yeah, Intel, you're not helping your case. You're just whining and complaining. And let me tell you this, if you want to get back up in the game, whining and complaining is not going to get you anywhere. So, okay, yeah, these ads are pretty bad, but you know what? There's also 3 more ads I just want to take a look at because we're already ranting about ads today. There's 3 other ads that I really don't like, so why don't we just include them? Oh yeah, you can take a look at our special guest that joined today, Microsoft. So because Intel made a whole bunch of horrible ads and I wanted to rant on them, well, there was another company that made a whole bunch of horrible ads and, well, that was Microsoft. So since we were ranting on ads today, why not just include the Microsoft ads? Because, I mean, they can easily be criticized here too. So, okay, let's do this.
Today we have the Microsoft Surface Pro 7 and the MacBook Pro. The Surface comes with a pen and it is touchscreen. Mac game?
Surface comes with a pen? No, it doesn't. That is a lie. You have to buy the pen separately. I guess to make it not a lie, they could say Surface can use a pen. It has pen support, but does it come with one? Nope. Microsoft, you just lied.
A little hard, but why can't they just give me a whole touchscreen?
Because I said it already twice on this video. Let's say it a 3rd time. Touch screens are not good for desktop operating systems. How many times do I have to say it? Fat finger, not precise for an operating system that was designed for precision. Ugh, drives me so mad.
The Surface Pro has a detachable keyboard. Now with the Mac, you're kind of just stuck with what you got.
Is a detachable keyboard a real selling point? Because part of using a laptop is, I don't know, it's kind of all about the keyboard as well. So why is it being detachable a selling point? And again, I already made a video about this in my iPad Pro video. I don't know what the Surface is because it's not a tablet because nobody buys that thing without the keyboard. But it's also a pretty bad laptop as well. So, yeah.
The Surface, yes.
Hold on. Power. Microsoft, you made a big mistake.
With the Surface, yes, you can run your favorite apps on it.
You can also run your favorite apps on the Mac.
With the Surface, yes, you can run your favorite apps on it. It has the power to run all your apps. It is a much better gaming device.
Has the power. You're really putting balls up against the M1 saying that your product has the power to do it and the Mac doesn't? Liars! Liar, 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 pants on fire!
Much better gaming device. I love my games.
Once again, Mac users do not care about gaming. I don't know why I have to keep saying this.
And there's the price. Yeah.
Ooh, we got a problem with that price there. So, yeah, they got the MacBook's price right for a base model, but here's the problem with the Microsoft Surface Pro that they're advertising with. They were trying to basically compare their best version to that, but here's the problem. When you're comparing the prices, do you want to know what's in the base model of a Surface Pro? An Intel Core i3, which, okay, yeah, last we checked, Intel is getting smoked by the M1, so that's the fact that tablet, laptop, weird thingy-mabobber is using an Intel is already not helping its case. But then it's using a lower-end Intel chip. Yeah, I'm starting to think that the MacBook might be a better deal. Oh, also, the Surface Pro has 128 gigs base storage. MacBook Pro is 256 standard. And if you were to upgrade the Surface Pro to something like that, to be honest, they'd be much more comparable to a MacBook Air instead of a MacBook Pro because, I mean, sure, Surface Pro, but when you're putting things like a Core i3, yeah, that's not really Pro, to be honest. So, yeah, not exactly the best value. I mean, my mom's laptop, Dell Inspiron from 2017, has better specs than that, and yet it's... What's the price they have listed here? They say that's $890. $190 cheaper than that. So, yeah. You think you got the better value? No. And also, power to price ratio. So, compared to where... If you were to compare the Surface to the PC side, the PC competition, no, you can get a much better deal with more power than what that thing has to offer. Versus a MacBook. If you compare that to the rest of the competition, you're getting $5,000 performance in a $1,000 computer, roughly. Roughly. The MacBook Pro does have $300 higher cost, but still, it's got $5,000 computer performance. So, yeah. I'm going to say the MacBook Pro is the better value. Okay, so yeah, comparing that product to the MacBook Pro, yeah, I'm not compelled. All right, so why don't we try to compare this, essentially a tablet, to another tablet. Let's see how it stacks up.
A lot of people wanted me to compare the Microsoft Surface Pro 7 to the iPad Pro. So here we go. The Surface Pro has a built-in kickstand. Now with the iPad Pro, this is a Surface.
Okay, you know, the built-in kickstand, that's actually not a bad advertising point because, I mean, that is a feature that a lot of people can make use of because if you want to prop the iPad up without you holding on it, you either have to lean it up against something or get a folio case for it. Versus the Surface Pro, yeah, you can just have it pull out its built-in kickstand and prop it up just like that. That's not, they're just showing off a feature that it has and the iPad doesn't. It's objective. That's objective. No complaint there.
This is a Surface type cover. It clicks and attaches. I love that click. This is the...
That would be subjective. You can't sell subjective advertising. I'm sorry.
iPad keyboard is a lot heavier.
Well, yeah, that is true. To be honest, do people really care about the weight of their bigger devices? I mean, if you're going to prioritize screen real estate, then yeah, you're going to have to put up with the bigger and to accommodate for that size increase, heavier product. Well, guess what? The overall keyboard case, due to its design, is meant to hold up the iPad. So of course it's going to be heavier because you need a heavy bottom to hold up a heavier device. But also, saying that a product is bad because it's heavy. So is my upright piano bad compared to my keyboard over there? Because my upright is heavy? It's kind of what you're saying. Connectivity. Oh dear, Microsoft, you have a really bad... You have the guns to get into connectivity because, to be honest, Microsoft is very bad at this.
The Surface, you have all kinds of ports. iPad...
Wait, what port was that? I need to check. Oh, it's actually Type-C. Okay.
ports. iPad has one. You want to be this guy?
So, about that. So, you could see this as an advantage, but you could also see this as a disadvantage. Now, by the time this thing was actually filmed and released and all that, the M1 iPad Pro was not a thing. And the M1 iPad Pro has a Thunderbolt port. So, before that, the iPad Pro had a USB-C Gen 3, I think it was Gen 3 speeds, which was about 5 gigabytes per second. But why does that matter? Well, let's take a look here. Let's go back to right there. So, here's my mouse. So, okay, we got a USB-C port, but I'm willing to bet that's not Thunderbolt because why would they? Microsoft doesn't use Thunderbolt technology. And a Type A, a port of the past that should be dead by now. But they do have a point here. Having multiple ports is rather handy. Now, despite that, we now have an iPad Pro with Thunderbolt. Yeah, I think I would take that and just hook up a dongle and plug in more things than just that. But other than that, yeah, I guess it's a bit of a pick your poison. Having multiple ports is handy. I won't diss them on that. But when both of those ports combined are slower than a single port on the iPad, you might want to reconsider that. Just saying.
One, you want to be this guy? iPad Pro is just a tablet. Surface is a full computer and a tablet.
This was where we got controversial in my iPad Pro theory video. So, they're saying the iPad Pro is just a tablet. Well, the truth is, yeah, it is a tablet. It's supposed to be a tablet. Meanwhile, I can't figure out what the Surface Pro is. Reason being is because, well, touchscreen? Well, those aren't exactly good for desktops. And, oh, also, nobody buys that thing without the keyboard and trackpad. So, if nobody buys that thing without the keyboard, you're effectively keeping it in the form of a laptop anyways. But again, for a laptop, it's not really the best either. Because, believe it or not, it actually takes up... First of all, if you want it on your lap, it's taking up more space because not only do you have the bottom keyboard and trackpad part to deal with, you'll also have a kickstand coming out from here to hold up the heavy internals. So it's taking up more space. So it's not exactly a great laptop to use. And it's also a pretty bad tablet because you're running a desktop OS. And once again, fat finger, no good for precision-based operating system. Jeez. Why can't Intel and Microsoft figure this out?
Now, the price.
What? Oh my. Microsoft, you did not. So here's something funny about this. The Microsoft Surface Pro costs $888 as they list right here. I guess it was $10 cheaper compared to their last ad, but oh well. But there's something that I just noticed. That price does not include the keyboard and trackpad. The iPad Pro price does. That is misleading, because I know that generation, this is the 4th gen, not the M1 iPad Pro, aka the 5th gen. The 4th gen 12.9 inch costed $999. The keyboard case is $350, or technically $349. Add them together, you get $1,348. That is 12.9 inch base iPad Pro combined with Magic Keyboard. But what is that $880 Surface Pro right there? That's literally just the device itself, no keyboard. So that is very misleading, Microsoft. Not nice. Oh, and again, spec-wise, yeah, the iPad Pro, even the 4th gen, is much better than a Core i3. So, yeah, you want to talk about value again? Once again, the iPad Pro is technically the better buy. And I really don't know how people do this. My aunt has a Surface. But you want to know something? She uses it just like a laptop. So, once again, like a laptop, with keyboard and trackpad, not just the tablet by itself. But also, it's still in a clunkier form of laptop. I don't understand why these people think that laptop replacement equals tablet plus a keyboard and trackpad case, boom. No, that's a janky setup. That's not a laptop replacement. It's a janky setup. But anywho, yeah, so this ad is not really great either. But there's one more that they've made, and oh, this is supposed to be an advertisement for the Surface Laptop 4. Why don't we watch this?
Today, I'm going to review the Microsoft Surface Laptop 4, and my sister's here to help.
Let's do it.
The Surface Laptop is touchscreen.
Is the MacBook Air touchscreen?
No! Touchscreen? Desktop. How many times have I said this? Am I on 5 or 6? Ugh, this is annoying. Touchscreen, touchscreen. It says everyone cares about the touchscreen on laptops. No! Honestly, it's barely ever used. So, I don't get it.
How could you not have a touchscreen?
You don't need one. Why do you act like it's essential? A laptop has never needed a touchscreen. We got keyboard. We've got trackpad and mouse. They allow us to make precise inputs on an operating system that was designed for precise inputs. Finger is not precise. So how are you supposed to give a precise input with a non-precise tool into an operating system that's meant to... I don't get it! Hold on a minute. Oh no, Microsoft, you're digging yourself in a corner with this one. Here's what I mean by they have terrible connectivity.
This laptop has a USB-C and a USB-A. MacBook Air doesn't have that, right?
You're comparing this to the MacBook Air. Okay, let's go back to that USB-C port real quick. All right, USB-C right there. Okay, yeah, the MacBook Air has that. And finally, Microsoft is finally embracing USB-C, but just one port. So why am I saying finally? It's because the previous Surface laptop had a mini display port in favor of where that USB-C port is right now. And okay, USB-C, yay! But once again, MacBook Air has Thunderbolt technology. So technically, sure, it has the Surface has a USB-C port, but the MacBook Air has not just a better USB-C port, but 2 better USB-C ports that are 5 times faster. Oh, and that USB-A, once again, the point of USB-C is to ditch USB-A. It solves the problems that USB-A has. The USB committee has agreed USB-C is the future. You want to know how? USB 4 is only based on USB-C and not USB-A. So technically that means USB-A is dead. It's just companies have to ditch it. So Microsoft, you think that you have better I/O? Well, first of all, it's slower, and second, it's outdated. You don't got the better port selection. I'm telling you this right now. And what about the Surface connector? I mean, it's not meant just to charge a laptop, it's also to plug into this hub and do... No, Thunderbolt is much better because the Surface connector, there's not really a market for that. It's weight. Nobody buys Surface laptops. Barely anybody buys Surface laptops. I've never seen a Surface laptop. I've seen the Surface Pro before, and I've seen the Surface Book, but I've never seen a Surface laptop. And I think I've really figured out the reason why. The I/O on it sucks. You can barely plug anything into it, and even if you can, it's much slower than what the MacBook has to offer. So, yeah, Microsoft, you don't have the better connectivity. And your Surface dock thing, for the price you're offering that at, that's way too expensive. You can buy Thunderbolt hubs much cheaper than that. So, yeah, your connectivity, no. That is bad. MacBook Air has you beat. You can at me all you want. I'm sorry, the MacBook Air objectively has better connectivity.
USB-A. MacBook Air doesn't have that.
Better bring your dongle.
No, it's called better update your stuff to work with USB-C because we are ditching Type A, in case you forgot.
Surface laptop runs Windows, so I can run on my favorite app, playing games.
Why do you act like macOS can't do the same thing? Everybody acts as if, oh, macOS doesn't have that many apps, but I don't know why, but there's a lot of websites that I go to with app download options, and nearly 90% of the time, I actually find a Mac version available. So, what are these favorite apps you're talking about. Are you talking about Microsoft Office? Oh wait, that's available for Mac. How about Adobe? Oh, that's also available for Mac. What favorite apps are not available on the Mac? Because the Mac has a lot of options and a lot of the same ones that you're used to on PC. I don't know why PC users think that Macs have no apps. They really do. It's just they're not on the Mac App Store. They're on the websites, just like where you get PC apps. So I'm really confused.
Boom.
Gaming again. That's not what a Mac is for. And by the way, Surface laptop, I would not game on that. It's kind of like the Surface Pro. Microsoft, your naming scheme is way too confusing. Kind of like the Surface Pro, it's not really the best specs either. So, oh yeah, you want to talk about performance again? Sorry, MacBook's got you beat. Even the MacBook Air. They didn't bring up the pricing this time, but if you want to talk about performance per dollar, yeah, once again, the MacBook Air's got you beat. It also has the better connectivity. I don't know why Microsoft think they do, but no, Microsoft doesn't. Versatility, once again, you can run most of these apps on the Mac as well. I don't know where they're getting these arguments from. I really don't. So, yeah, all of this whining and complaining about the Mac having better hardware all of a sudden. I need to ask you this, companies, is this really helping you? Because, no, it's not. It's first of all, it's making you look like big jerks. So, not really helping your case for giving reasons why they should switch to you, because nobody really wants to buy products from a jerk. Look, I get it. Yeah, there are people that do not like the Mac, but just whining and complaining about how the Mac all of a sudden has become more powerful. I guess you could say the Mac essentially now has better hardware than the PC competition. Whining and complaining is not going to help you. So I guess the big thing to take away in these ads is just, yeah, the M1 is really that great. And these companies, they know it. But they're just making the huge mistake of, instead of investing in a way to get back on top, we're just going to invest in ads to whine and complain that all of a sudden the Mac is better. And every time you mention it, it allows people to figure out what it is. Because keep in mind, when I made my Windows 10 rant video, I mentioned that I didn't know what macOS was until I left Windows. So whenever you bring up the Mac to new people who may not have heard what it is, because there's PCs everywhere. Everybody knows what a PC is. Even Mac users. But not every PC user knows what a Mac is. So every single time you try to compare yourself to it, well, first of all, these ads don't really help you stack up against them. So I guess that would allow people to figure out, what product actually is this? The smart people will actually do the research and figure out what this product actually is. And are there any advantages? Because, of course, when it comes to biased advertising, of course you're going to make other products look like crap and make yours look like it's the best thing ever. But no, this whining and complaining, it's not going to help. Because right now, a lot of people know that in terms of the hardware, Apple's is objectively better right now. If you really want to stop allowing Apple to have the better hardware, then you might as well stop whining and complaining and actually do something about it. Alright, that's enough of these ads. I am so tired of reviewing these. And here we go. Thanks for watching. Do me a favor and interact with the stuff below. My name is DeWolf. Wow, I am so tired. I'm ranting this so long. Random Alpha, signing out.